Hi everyone! Today I will be discussing about Lev Vygotsky's theory, so stay tuned! Lev Vygotsky. He was born in Russia on November 17, 1896 and died on June 11, 1934 at the age of 37. His work began when he was studying learning and development to improve his own teaching. He wrote on language, thought, psychology of art, learning and development, and educating students with special needs. Let's talk about Lev Vygotsky's theory. The work of Lev Vygotsky has become the foundation of much research and theory in cognitive development over the past several decades, particularly of what has become known as socio-cultural theory. Vygotsky's theories stress the fundamental role of social interaction in the development of cognition, as he believes strongly that community plays a central role in the process of making meaning. Vygotsky has developed a socio-cultural approach to cognitive development. He developed his theories at around the same time as Jan Piaget was starting to develop his ideas, but he died at the age of 38, and so his theories are incomplete, although some of his writings are still being translated from Russian. Major principles. The first one is a zone of proximal development, which includes scaffolding. The next one is social interaction, and lastly, the more knowledgeable other. So let's talk about the zone of proximal development. The zone of proximal development, or ZPD, is a range of abilities that an individual can perform with assistance but cannot yet perform independently. These skills are called proximal because the individual is close to mastering them but needs more guidance and practice in order to perform these actions independently. According to Vygotsky, the zone of proximal development is the distance between the actual development level as determined by independent problem solving and the level of potential development as determined through problem solving under adult guidance or in collaboration with more capable peers. Scaffolding. Scaffolding is an instructional technique in which a teacher provides individualized support by incrementally improving a learner's ability to build on prior knowledge. Scaffolding can be used in a variety of content areas and across age and grade levels. Within education, the social learning theory of Vygotsky is generally credited with providing theoretical basis for the practice, where he describes the zone of proximal development. Scaffolding provides special type of help that assists learners move towards new concepts, skills, or understandings. Social interaction. Social interaction plays a central role in cognitive development. Cognitive and human development, according to Vygotsky, is a result of a dynamic interaction between the individual and the society. This dynamic relationship denotes a relationship of mutuality between the two. Just as society has an impact on the individual also has an impact on the society. The next one is the more knowledgeable other. The more knowledgeable other is somewhat self-explanatory. It refers to someone who has a better understanding or a higher ability level than the learner, with respect to a particular task, process, or concept. Although the implication is that MKO is a teacher or an older adult, this is not necessarily the case. Many times, a child's peers or an adult's children may be the individual with more knowledge or experience. Vygotsky and language. According to Vygotsky, language plays two critical roles in cognitive development. It is the main means by which adults transmit info to children. Language itself becomes a very powerful tool of intellectual adaptation. Our last topic is private speech. Vygotsky sees private speech as a means for children to plan activities and strategies and therefore aid their development. Private speech is the use of language for self-regulation of behavior. Language is therefore an accelerator to thinking, understanding. Jerome Bruner also views language in this way. Vygotsky believed that children who engage in large amounts of private speech are more socially competent than the children who do not use it extensively. Children use private speech most often during intermediate difficulty tasks because they are attempting to self-regulate by verbally planning and organizing their thoughts. Private speech is speech spoken to oneself for communication, self-guidance, and self-regulation of behavior. Private speech is typically observed in children from above 2 to 7 years old.